Let me hit you with a hard truth most men never figure out. If you want a woman to miss you, chasing her will never work. In fact, the more you try to grab her attention, the faster she mentally tunes you out. That's right. Your constant calls, texts, or sweet little check ins aren't pulling her closer. They're pushing her further away. And I know that stings. But hear me out, because what I'm about to share will flip the entire game in your favor. See? Women don't miss presence. They miss absence. But not just any kind of absence. It has to be intentional, powerful, and loaded with silent confidence. That's what sticks in her mind. That's what makes her pause late at night, scroll through old messages, and wonder why your name isn't popping up on her phone anymore. Welcome to Female Code Unlocked, the place where men finally get the raw truth about attraction, psychology, and relationships. If you're tired of overthinking, tired of chasing, tired of being the one always putting in effort while she barely notices, then hit that subscribe button right now. Because what you're about to hear will teach you exactly how to make her genuinely miss you, even if she's not interested in you today. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about playing games for the sake of revenge. It's about understanding what emotionally sticks with women. It's about flipping the dynamic so that you're no longer chasing her attention. She's chasing yours. So let's break this down step by step. And the very first lesson might be the most important one you'll ever hear. Silence is louder than words. Here's the truth most men overlook. Your silence has more power than any text, any phone call, any carefully written, let me explain myself message ever will. When a woman starts pulling back or showing little interest, your natural instinct kicks in. You feel panic. You want to reach out. You want to fix the vibe. But that instinct? That's emotional fear talking, and fear kills attraction. Now imagine this instead. Instead of reacting, instead of trying to force her attention, you go quiet. Not in a petty, manipulative way, not to play mind games, but in a calm, confident, centered way. You create space. And that space does something powerful. It forces her to feel something. And here's what women are wired to do. They're emotional processors. They don't immediately feel the impact of your silence. But given time and contrast, they start to notice. The woman who thought she had you figured out suddenly realizes there's a gap in her world. Let me paint the picture. At first, she expects you to keep showing up, liking her posts, replying to her stories, double texting her when she doesn't respond. But suddenly the noise stops. There's no good morning text, no check-in, no hope you're doing well. Nothing. Just quiet. At first, she shrugs it off. Maybe even feels relief. But as the hours turn into days and the days stretch further, curiosity creeps in. Why isn't he texting me? Did he lose interest? Wait, did he move on? That single question, why isn't he reaching out, is the seed of missing you. And it's only planted through silence. But here's where most men destroy the entire effect. They go silent for 3 days, maybe 5. Then they crack. They send a random message, hey, just checking in. Or worse, they comment on her picture. And just like that, all the curiosity vanishes. She thinks, there he is, right where I expected him to be. And boom, you've erased all the tension your silence built. You see, silence has to be complete to work. That means no likes on her posts, no accidental haha replies to her stories, no birthday texts, no casual excuses to check in. In her world, you don't exist. And that's exactly why she starts to feel the weight of your absence. But here's the critical part. Silence is not waiting. Silence is not you sitting on the couch, staring at your phone, hoping she finally reaches out. Silence is you redirecting all of that energy into yourself. When you disappear, you don't disappear into loneliness. You disappear into growth. You're hitting the gym. You're building your career. You're out with friends. You're upgrading your life in every possible way. Because nothing is more attractive. Nothing makes a woman regret pulling away faster than realizing the man she left behind is now becoming the man other women notice. That's the secret most men miss. The silence works not because it punishes her, but because it rebuilds you. And trust me, she will notice. At first, she'll wonder where you went. Then she'll get curious. Then, if there was ever even a spark of interest, she'll feel that itch to reach back out. She'll test the waters. And when she does, you'll be in a position of strength. Not because you tricked her, but because you leveled up while she was gone. So remember this. Silence isn't weak. Silence isn't passive. Silence isn't avoidance. Silence is power. It's the calm voice of a man who doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't panic. It's the quiet presence that says, I know my worth, and I don't need to explain it to anyone. And if you can master that, you've already taken the first step to making her miss you more than you ever thought possible. Let me ask you a question, brother. If a woman knew she could have you anytime she wanted, if she knew she could text you at 2 in the morning and you'd reply instantly, or call you in the middle of your workday and you'd drop everything just to talk, do you honestly think she'd value your presence? The answer is no. Because here's the cold truth. A woman doesn't miss what she can always get. One of the biggest mistakes men make in dating and relationships is confusing availability with loyalty. They think, if I show her I'm always here, if I prove to her I'll never leave, she'll appreciate me. But it doesn't work that way. What actually happens is the opposite. The more you make yourself constantly available, the less she values your presence. She gets used to you. She takes you for granted. She starts to see you as background noise, predictable, easy, and forgettable. Now, before you think I'm telling you to ignore her or act like a jerk, let's be clear. This isn't about being rude. This isn't about playing childish games. This is about balance. It's about showing her that your world doesn't revolve around her. And if she hasn't earned your full attention yet, she doesn't get unlimited access to it. Think of it like this. Imagine if your favorite food was available 24/7 for free with no effort. You could have it every single day, every single hour, no limits. Do you think you'd still crave it? Of course not. You'd get bored. The desire would fade, and eventually you'd stop appreciating it altogether. That's exactly how women feel when you make yourself too easy to access. Why men do this? So why do men fall into this trap? Because deep down, they're scared. They think, if I don't answer right away, she'll lose interest. Or, if I don't make time for her every time she calls, she'll think I don't care. But that mindset comes from insecurity, not strength. It's you subconsciously saying, I don't believe she'll stay unless I prove myself available at all times. And women can smell that energy a mile away. It doesn't attract them. It suffocates them. What really attracts women is when you have something more important going on in your life. Your mission, your goals, your friends, your passions. When she realizes she's not the center of your universe, that's when her attraction rises. That's when she starts asking herself, where is he? What's he doing? Who's he with? That curiosity, that little bit of mystery, is the seed of missing you. The power of delayed responses. Let me give you a simple but powerful example. Imagine she texts you, and instead of jumping on it immediately, you wait. Not because you're playing games, but because you're genuinely busy with something else. Maybe you're at the gym. Maybe you're reading. Maybe you're just enjoying some peace without your phone glued to your hand. Hours later, you reply calmly, without apology, without explanation, just like it's natural. What does that do? It tells her, I have a life. I'm not sitting around waiting for your message. And here's the secret. Women notice the energy behind your actions more than the action itself. If you reply instantly every time, the energy says, you're the most important thing in my life. Please don't leave. But when your replies are natural, spaced out, calm, it says, I've got priorities. You're important, but you're not my only focus. That energy shifts everything. A story you'll relate to. I once coached a guy named Sam. He was madly into this woman. Beautiful, fun, the kind of girl who could make a whole room light up. But here's the problem. Sam was available 24/7. If she texted, he responded in seconds. If she wanted to hang out, he'd cancel his plans just to be there. And guess what? She started losing interest fast. She stopped initiating. She became colder. And Sam panicked even more, so he doubled down on availability. But once he finally pulled back, once he started living his life again, focusing on his work, hitting the gym, reconnecting with friends, something shifted. He didn't reply instantly anymore. He didn't jump every time she called. And suddenly, she started chasing. She was the one asking, "Why haven't I heard from you? What are you doing this weekend?" All because he stopped acting like she was the center of his world. How you apply this? Here's how you stop being too available without acting fake or manipulative. 1. Don't clear your schedule for her every time. If you're busy, you're busy. A man with a purpose doesn't drop everything for a text. 2. Stop replying instantly. Sometimes you'll reply right away, other times later. Keep it natural, not predictable. 3. Prioritize your own life. Hit the gym. Grind on your goals. Spend time with your people. Fill your schedule with things that build you up. 4. Respect your energy. Don't pour emotional effort into someone who's not giving it back. Let her earn your time. The message it sends. When you stop acting available all the time, you're sending a powerful silent message. I have value. My time matters. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to live fully, and if you want to be a part of that, great. But you don't get it for free. That kind of quiet confidence hits harder than any sweet text ever will. Women feel it. They sense it. And it forces them to rethink their perception of you. Here's the bottom line, my brother. Availability without boundaries kills attraction. Scarcity creates value. The less you force yourself into her daily world, the more she starts to feel your absence. And when she feels it, that's when she starts missing you. Stop trying to be her option on demand. Become the man she has to wonder about. Because when you live that way, you don't just attract her, you attract respect. Let me be brutally honest with you. If a woman never misses you after leaving, it means you didn't leave an impact. That might sting to hear, but it's the truth. See, women don't regret losing a man who stayed the same. They regret losing the man who leveled up when she thought she was walking away from just another guy. And this is where most men get it twisted. They think regret comes from begging her back, proving themselves, or posting sad quotes on Instagram hoping she sees them. No, brother. Regret comes when she realizes she underestimated you, when the man she thought she knew has now become the man she always wanted, but no longer has access to. Why regret matters? Women are emotional creatures, but they're also deeply intuitive. They replay decisions, question their own choices, and reflect when they see undeniable change. When she left you, she thought she had you figured out. She thought, he'll stay the same. He'll still be waiting. I can come back anytime I want. But then she sees something different. She sees your silence wasn't weakness, it was discipline. She sees your availability wasn't guaranteed anymore. It was earned. She sees the way other people are drawn to you now, how your confidence has grown, how you walk into a room differently. That's when regret sets in. Not because you begged her to feel it, but because you forced her to face a new reality. You're no longer the man she left. The transformation. She didn't expect. Let's be real. Most men crumble when they get rejected or left. They spiral, they get emotional, they chase, they collapse under the weight of rejection. But the rare man, the one who women remember forever, is the man who transforms instead of collapses. He takes the pain, the silence, the absence, and he uses it as fuel. He hits the gym harder. He grows his business faster. He invests in himself deeper. He becomes sharper, calmer, more composed. And when she sees that transformation, whether through mutual friends, social media, or just the energy you carry, it stings. Not because you wanted to hurt her, but because she realizes she lost access to a man she can no longer touch. Silence plus growth equals regret. Here's the formula you need to understand. Silence creates space. Growth fills that space. And regret is born when she sees the gap between the man she left and the man you've become. That's why no contact isn't just about ignoring her. It's about transformation. It's not about waiting around. It's about leveling up so much that even if she does come back, you're not the same man she walked away from. Regret isn't revenge. Now let's make one thing clear. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about making her suffer or teaching her a lesson. If that's your mindset, you're still chained to her validation. This is about reclaiming your power. This is about recognizing that you are the prize. And losing you has consequences. When she feels that shift, when she realizes you didn't beg, didn't collapse, didn't chase, but instead grew into someone better, the regret will be heavy. She'll replay moments. She'll wonder if she misjudged you. She'll question if walking away was her biggest mistake. And whether you take her back or not doesn't even matter anymore. Because the power is now in your hands, not hers. The final closing. Here's the truth most men avoid. If you want a woman to miss you, you don't need tricks, gimmicks, or desperate texts. You need presence, silence, boundaries, and growth. When you stop chasing, she notices. When you stop being too available, she starts to wonder. When you build mystery and subtle intrigue, she gets curious. When you control your emotional availability, she starts to crave more. When you stop proving yourself, she begins to respect you. When you embrace silence, she reflects. And when you transform into the man she never expected you to become, that's when she regrets losing you. Brother, this entire journey isn't about her. It's about you. The goal isn't to get her back. The goal is to get yourself back. To stop handing your value away. To stop chasing what doesn't recognize worth. To become the kind of man who is unforgettable. Because here's the ultimate paradox. The moment you stop needing her to miss you is the exact moment she finally will. The hook for your audience. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been through it? Has a woman pulled away and you found yourself chasing harder? Have you ever gone silent and felt the shift in her energy? Or maybe you're in that stage right now. Unsure, quiet, waiting to see if she'll notice your absence. Drop your story in the comments. I read them, I respond, and I know there are thousands of men out there walking this same path. We're building a brotherhood here. A space where men stop chasing, stop begging, and start living in their true value. Because once you unlock that mindset, once you truly understand your worth, the game changes forever. She'll feel it, she'll miss it, and she'll regret ever letting it go. And that, my brother, is how you make her miss you more than you ever thought possible. So if this hit home, if you know you've been giving away too much, if you're ready to flip the script and finally step into your power, then do this right now. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join this movement. Because this isn't just about women. This is about becoming the man you were meant to be.